Oh, what was that?
What the fuck's that?
Are people going to watch all that to the end? I've got no idea.
No, they're not.
Welcome to the Liverpool preview, where we speak about Man City for the first 15 minutes. Hello and welcome to the Claret podcast, sponsored by NordVPN. If you want the best discount code available, there is a link in the description down below. Now, I was hoping the Claret and Blue podcast this week could be about Burnley, and we could talk about them taking points off Spurs. Sadly, that is not the case, and the wait goes on for Villa to try and confirm the top four space. Hopefully, they can do that on Monday night by getting something at Liverpool. Beating them would be absolutely bloody lovely. John, how are you, mate? Everything okay?
Yeah, doing fine, thank you. Shame that Burnley couldn't hold on for the point, to be honest. The point would have been, that would have been, like 95% there for Villa. So, yeah, still a bit of work to do, but the work could be done by Man City, I suppose. So, I feel like we have two stabs at it in the next few days. Obviously, we could do our own job, but if not, then hopefully City can win. If they don't win and Spurs were to win, then it froze it to the last day, and going to Palace would be a real ask for the group that we have left in terms of so many injuries, etc. And they are probably like top four for four teams in the division at the moment. So Well, to be fair, everything could basically be decided on that Tuesday. I mean, or the Monday if Villa win, but if not, then it's only the Champions League and the title left. If City win, then they're probably going to win the league. And then Villa would get the Champions League. But if Tottenham win, then as I say, it opens it up again. So that Tuesday night's going to be huge for both of those outcomes. The relegation's done now, isn't it? So yeah, we're at that point of the season now. Obviously, we're not going to be looking forward to the end of May, which is a shame. But I think I'm just about getting over that now, if we can get the Champions League, though. I'm still kind of overcoming the tiredness from those few days. Like, this isn't jet lag, so if people say in the comments, we've only got jet lag from going Greece or whatever, that isn't the case. My sleep schedule went wrong, and walking a lot around Stratford today, and it's very sunny. Like, again, don't put in the comments I've got a sunstroke from 20 degrees. That isn't the case again. It's just a lot of things in a lot of days, and it's kind of worn me out now, and I felt the effects today, so I'm knackered, to be fair. But,
I'm really for another project. I've been trawling back through the archives, watching some old stuff, and obviously we've all kind of changed a little bit over the last year and a half, 2 years or whatever. But you never used to wear glasses. Now you always wear them, apart from today, and it feels weird that you're not wearing them. There it is.
Mate, that's what it is.
Who was that imposter?
I completely forgot.
Could you see?
This is it. Yeah, it's for long-sighted, but I need to wear them anyway because I get headaches and that if I don't wear them.
Okay. So I've helped you there. So
that's what it is. I'm all over the place at the moment, so I'm forgetting things, and even though they're looking at me, or I was looking at it or the glass. Yeah. Carry on, Dan. Ask me about team news.
Okay, let's talk about team news then for Monday night. Oh my God, there's a gate crasher in here. What are you doing here?
Where's the stewards?
Are we going to win on Monday? Are we going to win? Say yes or no. I'll take that as a yes. Thank you. Little interruption out of the way. I'm going to have to include that, I think. Team news. No press conference. Been in Europe. Right. So Monday night football. Liverpool at home. Down to the absolute bare bones. I think that is now the phrase that we can all use for this squad. Looking at that bench on Thursday night, kind of hoping and praying that Rodgers might be back, Tielemans might be back. And I said a couple of weeks ago, it's probably unlikely that we'll see him for the rest of the season. And as of we're recording this, that still could be the case. We don't know either way. Tielemans coming back would be an unexpected bonus and one that we absolutely would need on Monday night. But if that's not the case, it is pretty much the 11 that played in Greece and John Duran who can influence this game, and that in itself is a big ask, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Team news wise, it is difficult because they are small injuries, which means that it's a matter of days, or we don't exactly know. Basically, Emery said that he can't put a timeline on them because we are, as you say, Dan, 8 days from the end of the season. When this goes out, 7 days from the end of the season. We're just going to have to wait and see whether they can come back. But I don't know, maybe with the Palace game, if we have to win or we have to get something out of that match, you'd see a Tielemans come back in the squad because he's half fit or whatever, and he'll play some part of it. But
potentially,
you'd probably have to play someone else with more energy for a game like Liverpool. I don't know. We'll find out. It's a shame that we have no kind of solid updates or latest on it. Bailey came off hobbling, and we know he's been carrying an injury for a while. That, of course, doesn't mean that he's not going to play. I expect that he would still play unless he can't, but he's played for so long already, kind of wrapped up in bandages and all sorts. So I'm sure he'll want to play as much as he can unless he physically can't. So yeah, quite a few of them are carrying different bits, but the season's so close to finishing now. I just hope and pray that it doesn't go any further than Tuesday night, because then if it does, that means that we're gonna have to get something against Palace. So yeah, that's my focus. It's just taking it from Monday to Tuesday. If we can't do Monday, then I'll whack on my Grealish shirt and put them at City banners, which I don't have, of course. I have to purchase them or loan them. But yeah, it's weird because our biggest game this season could be the game that we don't play in. So it's the season's been so long, and it is taking its toll now. It's probably about a month late. So in a way, you kind of give credit to the players who are available, and Emery, etc. Like that Bournemouth game was huge because we know that could be the difference between, I suppose, kind of securing it before the final day of the season, which is of course a possibility now. But it just feels like Villa will probably be unable. I don't want to say unable to beat Liverpool, but I think that's a huge ask because the fact that we're lagging so much and we don't know if Rodgers or Tielemans will be available. I put them as doubts at the moment, wouldn't you? So, one of the next days, the Tuesday, will be probably the deciding one, I think, for the Champions League qualification.
So if we are to get something then on Monday night to secure the top four, and that is winning the game, isn't it? A point would see that Spurs basically have to win the last two, and they could do that, although I don't think they will. So a point obviously is a point closer, but ideally if we beat Liverpool, that's it, it's done, isn't it? We're all wrapped up, and that's that, and it's in our hands to do so, rather than relying on the following night, a game we don't play in, for it to happen for us. So it's up to us to go out and do it. If we were to do that, I think that goes down as our best and biggest result of the season. Like the Arsenal games, the Man City, everything, amazing results in their own right, massive 3 points. Look at the squad that we had available for those versus what we have now. To get to this kind of last-ditch attempt to secure top four and to beat Liverpool with the squad that we've got here, I think is a really, really difficult task to do. And all the players who are playing are going to have to put in 10 out of 10s and hope for Liverpool to put in a couple of 1 out of 10s and I don't know, an Alisson mistake, a Van Dijk red card, whatever it is, something that can help us in that sense. I don't want to be kind of doom and gloom about it, because I say all the time, I go into every fixture hoping that Villa can win, and predictions later, maybe I will go for a win. I've struggled to see Villa kind of getting more than a point, to be perfectly honest with you.
And I would take a point now as well, because I don't know, I'm usually quite pessimistic with Villa, as a lot of people probably were, but I just can't see, I don't think I'm jinxing it either. I just can't see Tottenham winning against City. If they get a point, then they get a point, but City are just a machine at the moment, and they know that if they win that game, the league title's theirs, because then they play West Ham on the final day. And I know strange things have happened, but come on, that is the game that City win the league for me. So if Villa get a point and Tottenham don't win, then fourth place is ours, and that doesn't sound like a lot, to be fair. So I think while a win absolutely secures it on the night, a point for me would put us in the position then to celebrate the night after. So yeah, the only thing I would say about Liverpool is they're not on the beach. I'm not saying that, but they aren't playing for anything. I think at home that they're having a bit more impetus because it's their final games with Klopp. Like the penultimate game against Tottenham, they put on a bit of a show and then kind of packed it in. But the way that they packed it in is giving me a bit of hope that actually they're not going to be like fully at it. We will want to win that game more than Liverpool, of course. I just kind of got a sense of, well, actually, they're not being as ruthless. Or I know they went 4-0 up, but that's because Tottenham gave away a million chances. But they're not being as, you know what I mean? Yes, it's Klopp's final games or whatever, but I just think the home matches are kind of more important to them. It's the Anfield crowd and the Kop and all that stuff. And we all know that next week will be his proper kind of party, and he'll get his great send-off then against Wolves, I think. Yeah. So, yeah, the Villa match is there for Villa to kind of take, and this is their opportunity to finish the season, and what a story it would be if they can get fourth. So, yeah, I would absolutely take a point now, because just can't see Tottenham winning against City, or, I absolutely can see it because it's everything that we don't need. But if I was being neutral with it, City are an absolute machine at the moment. Like Fulham away is supposed to be a bit of a tricky game. I know they were flying kites in training, so they are literally on the beach. But they go there and win 4-0 and make it look easy. So yeah, you just got to hope that City are up and at Tottenham, and we'll see what happens with Arsenal and United later. I presume Arsenal will win, but if they don't, then City could
mathematically win the league on Tuesday.
I think so, depending on the result. Yeah, I'd take a point because that puts Villa in a really good position then. And by the way, even if we were to be in a position where we need to do something against Palace, I still back us to do it.
Me too, yeah. I just don't want to get to
that because it's not just on the Sunday; it's on the Saturday, Friday. That So yeah, let's just have it done by Monday, and if not, hopefully Tuesday is the day to celebrate. As I say,
that is how I see it. There's a lot of hysteria on social media of Spurs, what if they beat Man City on Tuesday? They might. Football is a 90-minute game. Anything can happen. We know this. We know the favourite does not always win. It would be peak Spurs. I saw somebody on Twitter say that they beat Man City and hand Arsenal the title. Like, that's peak Spurs, isn't it?
I was going to say they beat City and they lose to Sheffield United.
Yeah, all that. Yeah. Which, again, even that is possible. If they were to win Tuesday night, we'd all be going, come on. And then, what if on the last day Sheffield United won and we go, well, we had nothing to worry about. You know what I mean? We'll talk about that if it happens. Yeah. But that is the way I see it going. I don't see us winning Monday night, to be brutally honest about it. But I do absolutely see Man City winning on Tuesday, and that being what seals it for us. I think that is the way it goes.
I know I've probably said it like 4 times, but I can't remember. But the point would just put us there, because Tottenham beating City, who are going for the league title, like it doesn't add up. But in Villa's case, it does. But that's just us playing on our minds with Villa fans. But
I think most Spurs fans and most neutrals are just going, what are Villa worried about? We're going, what is
City don't even have to beat Tottenham. You mathematically, yes, to do it, but then goal difference, etc. But the thought of Tottenham winning or City losing a match, it's so far away for me at the moment. They're just a machine, and I can't see it. But maybe we've spoken so much about it that we should stop now.
I had a quick look through Man City's results at the back end of the season earlier while we were waiting to do this. So I've got them on my phone here. So sometimes it's like the last 10, sometimes it's like the last 9, like a rough period at the end of the season for Man City. So first up, 6 years ago, of the final few games, they won 9, drew 1, lost 1. The season after that, they won 14 in a row at the end of the season. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I remember that one, yeah.
The year after that, they won 9, lost 1. The year after that, won 7, lost 3 of their final 10. That isn't won 7 and lost the last 3. It's a mixture. Season after that, won 7, drew 3. Season after that, they won 12 in a row. And then the last 2 games, they drew to Brighton and lost to Brentford. Remember on the last day of the season, I was thinking,
but the title was done, wasn't it? I think.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the context that it's already finished by then. But I was thinking, what if their last 2 games were drawn? This season, they're on a 7-game winning streak, and they've not lost, if I'm correct, since we beat them at Villa Park in the league, which is ridiculous. That goes back to December. There's a few draws in there, but the team just wins, is what I put in my notes app. If they win their 2 games, they win the title. I don't see what stops that Man City side from just doing that. I think they'll beat Spurs and they'll beat whoever they play on the last day. Was it West Ham, I think you said? They'll win both. Doesn't matter what Arsenal do. Man City just win. At this time of the year, when they're in this kind of mood, again, I've read out a few results there where they do lose 2 or 3 in the final 10, but more often than not, they put these stupid winning streaks together, and that will see them be on a winning streak of 9 by the end of the season. You kind of go, that's pretty good, but that's what they do. I'm pretty calm about this whole Spurs thing. I can already picture people in the comments going, but what if there's some goal difference in this? I am on the beach.
The thing is, right, we're talking,
Man City will do it.
We're talking so much about this, and people are probably getting bored of us not talking about the Villa game now, but we're talking about it so much because we're shitting ourselves because we're in such a good position. We have been in such a good position. We're just trying to come for ourselves, aren't we? We're like, but City is so good, and they are. But it's like, stop talking about them, lads. We know as well.
No, but
we have to just tell ourselves it all the time.
My ultimate thing is, I think we'll lose on Monday. So my comfort there is, Man City will win. So
you've literally gone on your notes and done huge preparation.
I know, it's so sad, but this is the thing. I'm more focused on the Tuesday night than I am the Monday night. And to do it ourselves, by the way, would be unbelievable. To win on Monday night with this squad at home, our final game of the season, Klopp's last away game on TV, all the punditry around the edges, Monday Night Football. To do it in our own hands would be an unbelievable feeling. Like I'm like a 1% glad that Burnley didn't get something today, so we can do it ourselves. The opportunity is there to do it ourselves. 99% of me would have preferred Burnley just to have done the job, so Monday could have been a party either way. just imagine the feeling at 10 o'clock on Monday night if we've won and John McGinn scored the winner or something. And to do it ourselves and the opportunity to do it is something that I hope that they can find just that last little bit of energy and that last little bit of desire to get us over the line. But I'm just worried that it's not there. I think the season is, I think you said before, it's been a month too long. The season ended at the start of April. I think we'd have kind of not cruised towards the end of the season, but we've been 4th, 5th all the year round. And it's only now at the very, very end we're starting to go, we're just falling off here. We're just falling away. And if the season was another month longer, I think we probably would drop out of it, to be honest, the way that we're going. So I'm kind of glad that it just finishes now. Yeah,
if we had 5 more games left, I would be worried. But God, we've played so much anyway. Yeah, I'd say a month more because I said the Bournemouth game felt like the match where we just tipped over the edge of like we just need a break now. Like what a brilliant result, what a brilliant week beating Arsenal, Lille, now Bournemouth. And the Chelsea match, that was like the 9 points we could go ahead, and it was like we got to go again. And we didn't play particularly well in the first half, but we were 2-0 up, and it was like, well, actually, you know what? At the end, we'll take a point. And since then, it's just been I don't want to say decline because the place is just knackered. Like I keep writing it in pieces saying that we've kind of hit a wall a bit, but then I always follow up by saying, by the way, that isn't a criticism though, because it's just that it's natural. Like if anything, it's remarkable that we're still able to play like to a level. Yeah, because we still drew Chelsea, beating teams. I don't know what the result is now against Forest. Who cares? But they were in sensational form and
okay. It's 3-2 to Chelsea in the 92nd minute.
Oh, okay, that's dramatic. But it's been a fantastic run from Villa up until that moment, really. And but again, it's not being critical. I'm just stating the obvious. The players know it themselves, but they've got Monday now to just hit it off in the last game of the season, almost. But that could be it. We go to Palace then, and I don't.
We said, didn't we, a few weeks ago? I said we've got if like a tennis analogy, we've got like 4 match points left. We need that one win to make it mathematical. It might have been 3 actually. This is match point 2, isn't it? This is your chance to kind of wrap up the season and make this effectively your last game of the season. And if we don't, and Spurs also do something on Tuesday, then it's final match point. Palace is the last opportunity where we have to get something and probably a win. If it comes to that, oh God, I don't even want to think about that yet. Come on, Man City, just please help us out, will you? Grealish scoring the winner Tuesday night.
Can I just point out, I feel like as we go along, this podcast has had very little structure, Dan, which isn't a criticism of us, because it's been a long season for us as well. If we've done anything.
Well, I was going to ask you, this is usually the presser injury update. We know neither. Predicted 11. There's about 11 fit players. Like, not really much structure.
Yeah, we're just we're saying our thoughts because it's all a bit much at the moment, and we're nearly there.
Are we tired? Have we had enough of this? Do we need a break? Been in this kind of limbo scenario of like.
I know what you're saying. We're saying the same things over and over again.
That's what I mean. The story has been the same on the podcast for like the last.
We've been waiting for this moment. And
there's only so many times I can look at the permutations, I'll be honest with you, John.
Yeah. There's nothing fresh is what we're trying to say. Like Brighton. Yeah. That's why I said for the Europa Conference League, it was nice to have a break to something else, not just for the players, but for everybody to talk about, something different to do. But the bottom line is, I'm just going to say what I said in the first minute, so I'm not going to say it.
I think we could all do with getting to the end of this very long season. I think everyone is feeling it a little bit.
And if we were to do it on Monday night, we'd have so much fresh content, Here's the Champions League format. Here's where we could be going.
I do think that is where the summer content is headed anyway. Just I'm not sure it'll be Monday night. I think it'll be Tuesday onwards where we can start to look at it.
That's fine. That's fine.
I don't like the idea of having to rely on somebody else and go, come on, Man City, and supporting them on Tuesday night to get the job done. Yeah. But I do think that is what is going to happen. I think Man City win Tuesday and they'll probably win the league that night, and obviously that wraps up 4th as well. But the fact that it is still in our hands, even just a tiny little bit, is still an exciting prospect. So I'm hugely looking forward to Monday night. I just don't see us getting the outcome that we want, but I would love to be proven wrong for once.
Yeah,
I say for once as if like I'm always right, but I mean like I predict Villa to win every week. This week I'm probably not gonna. Yeah. I'd love to be wrong in that sense.
Yeah, and what I would say as well, you probably get people, I don't know, maybe neutral saying, "Oh yeah, but you limped over the line, or they needed this to happen," and Yeah,
So-
but we need that to happen to finish as the fourth best team in the Premier League in numbskulls. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, we haven't stayed up and somehow done it. Like, we're finishing fourth. Like, we're in this position because we've got 67 points over 38 game season, or maybe we have more points. I don't know.
Well, we got 60 odd points in the first 30 games. So the last half of the season's not been brilliant, but we were so good for the first half. That's why we are where we are.
And I've absolutely no shame, or why the hell would I feel any shame in another team or backing or wanting another team to obviously to win. I don't know how to quite say that, but you know what I mean? You kind of said it there yourself, Dan, of like, oh, I'd rather do it myself, and if another team has to do it, then so be it. Well, yeah, like sound. If it affects Villa, then all good. If we don't do it, well then okay, tomorrow is possibly more likely anyway. Whereas if the one that couldn't fail, the one that's never failed, which doesn't work because Tottenham always beat City. But if that doesn't go to plan, then we have a bit of pressure then, and it's like, oh, okay, we have to do it ourselves, and maybe we would, but it's quite comfortable, I think, the position we're in. Just got to pray it happens.
Like I said, we're not going to do predict 11 stuff because the team absolutely picks itself at this point. So we're going to do predictions. Penultimate prediction of the season. For Brighton, I said 3-1. You said 2-1. Obviously, it was 0-1. Very, very disappointing. That moves the needle in the predictions league. 25 points for me, 26 for you. John, Liverpool at home. Score prediction. Hit me.
I think 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah, I think it'll be 1-1. I was going to say 2-2, but I don't think we've got enough in us to do a 2-2, to be fair. I think Liverpool might do, but they've got, we haven't actually said it yet, which probably should have said earlier, but they could have Robertson and Jota out, which, would be nice for us. Robertson wasn't training before the game, so kind of a late fitness test on him, I presume. And Jota is kind of touch and go, might be back for the last game of the season, or maybe back for Villa, but again, I don't think he's been training. So yeah, both kind of doubts. Robertson will probably play, to be honest, because just missing training could just be a small thing that will get over in a day or whatever. But yeah, both of those could help us. They've been playing a young centre back as well, that Kwanzaa guy, ahead of Canate some points, but Liverpool have got lots of quality anyway. It's just we need to be up and at it, as clinical as we can be as well in front of goal. I think that's key because we're going to be lacking energy come 60 minutes, I'd have thought. So when we get chances, we need to take them, and obviously just play a good game in general. But I just think we'll want to win it more than Liverpool, but obviously that doesn't mean we are going to win. Be very frustrating to lose the match because, as I say, a point, we know that even a point could be a fantastic result.
Yeah, got to be resolute. The game plan, as simple as football is if Villa were to do everything to keep a clean sheet and we get 3 or 4 chances in the game and we can just about score one, that's like the game plan, isn't it? Stay in the game, do not concede, and you might nick one on the counter. And if you won 1-0,
this isn't a game. Yeah, this can't be a game where we like a basketball game where we try and outscore Liverpool or whatever. We can't really play that at the moment.
The legs for that.
We're going to be done. So you are right. Defensively solid, make no mistakes. And I think we would get a point, I think, out of that because we're still a good team. It's just that we've hit a dip because we've had so many injuries. But if this was like a fully fit Villa against Liverpool now, I'd say I think we'll win.
Yeah, these are the cards that we've been dealt. I'm very, very tempted to stick with my kind of I always predict Villa to win thing by going 1-0. So I'm going to say it at least, just to so I can say that I've said it. Let's go against the grain. I'm going to say 2-1 Liverpool.
Hold on, you can't just. I see what you've done there. You can't just say that makes no sense. You can't just say
it does.
Right, I'm going to produce the lose, so I'm going to say 1-0 Villa. But it was so what? You make a prediction, you can't make 2 predictions and then just
in the prediction league, I'm saying 2-1 Liverpool. But I do think there's a possibility of 1-0 Villa. If it is 1-0 Villa, I won't get any points, John. I know you pressure.
You don't get any credit either because you don't think it. You're just saying it. You're not basing it on anything.
There's a small part of me that thinks that scenario of like clean sheet, Ollie Watkins gets 1 chance. I can see it. I can picture that. But I think the most likely outcome is a defeat. Sadly, I think it's just one game too many for us. And then I'm hoping that Man City do their job and Palace is irrelevant. That's how I expect it to go.
Yeah. On Watkins, I feel like we're talking more about Villa and whatever at the back end of the podcast, and we spoke more about City. He needs that 20th goal, doesn't he? And he's got 2 games left to do it.
Don't think he's going to get the golden boot now, do
you? No, I don't think so. Not from here. This is like the least of my concerns, but it's a concern for Ollie Watkins. But he does need to get that goal because it'll be a crying shame if he doesn't get it. If we do 4th, then I don't think he'll mind too much, but it will that will be a frustration because he's had such a good campaign, and no one's done it in the Premier League era, have they? So yeah, you need just one more goal, and it'll be nice again if he goes to Palace and nothing's on the game and he needs it. That'll be much easier for him to deal with, I think, rather than because he'll have a lot going through his head then. I don't know, maybe saying that could help. If he has to score and Villa need a draw or something, then maybe it will help. But all of a sudden you go into the last game thinking, oh, this needs to happen and this needs to happen, where it could have just been turn up.
It'll be so much easier to make this whole thing.
and it might be. We'll see.
It's Saturday night when we're recording this. It's been a long day. It's been a long week.
We've had
get this game done, right?
We've lacked structure, but we've been demanding and we've been competitive throughout the season.
Right. Let's call it a day, John. Thank you, as always, for this, whatever this was.
Whatever that was.
Thank you for watching this or listening to this podcast. Leave your score predictions, etc., in the YouTube comments down below. Hopefully, you've got something out of this. I think a lot of people are feeling how we feel about this whole thing.
Yeah, it's a lot of like
just brain fart, isn't it?
I've just got a buzz in my head because I've got a headache, but also because it's like, let's just wait and see what happens. We all know what's ahead, as we said in the first minute of the podcast. So yeah, it's all going to be about what happens after that. Then we can do our nice, lovely podcasts again, and I hope they were nice and lovely before, and the all the pretty stuff afterwards, the nice content, and here's what will happen, and all that stuff. We just need to get over the line for lots of different reasons. Yeah,
I feel we're at the point now with the podcast where there is no insight to be had. There was no press conference after Thursday. But no, but do you know what I mean though? Like, it's just vibes, isn't it? Like, we might win, and if we do, that's good. If we don't, we're waiting for Tuesday. That's the podcast, really.
Been a very I don't know what the right word is, but this podcast is very this one anyways, less of a preview, more of a not therapy because nothing's happened yet, but it feels a bit like that. Like you've got in your notes City's last 10 results from the last 5 seasons or whatever. That shouldn't happen.
No, you're right. That is bad.
But we've prepared well.
We'll call it a day there for the second time. Thank you for watching. Let us know I don't know if this was any good or not. Let us know what you think. A couple more to go. We'll be here for the post-match show late on Monday night. That'll be me and Kendrick. If we are to lose and we're relying on Spurs on Tuesday, we'll probably do a podcast Tuesday night if Spurs lose, and we can jump on.
There'll be a podcast at the minute that we secured Champions League football. There will be a podcast we can say new things.
Yeah, exactly. And then after that, we can kind of build up to Palace with absolute freedom. And then we'll have a little short break at the end of the season. There was going to be something on May the 29th, but sadly that's no longer going to be happening. So we've got a bit of time to reflect on the season, player awards, what the next season looks like, transfers. We can properly talk about different things again. I'm looking forward to that little bit of a refresh.
Can't wait to get my teeth into it.
Lovely. Okay, right. Thanks everyone for watching or listening, and we'll catch you Monday night. Cheers. Oh, what was that?